All right, great job, everybody. Let's wait till everyone comes back from the breakout rooms, and then let's see our results. Okay, I think everyone's here. Let's go ahead and present. Who would like to present first for the dice roll? Just the dice roll.
Yes, I can.
Justin, thank you. Let's go ahead.
I don't know how well it's going to go, but we'll see.
You killed the confidence.
Me and the functions, man. I struggle with this stuff.
Okay.
JS, and I guess I struggle the most with JS at this point, but it's all part of the learning process.
Yes.
Let me share my screen,
Okay.
and this is what me and Keith came up with. Which is the one that we're doing right now. We got a couple of different answers laid out here. This is for the third one. I noticed this one.
Okay. Did you guys write it in
We did it
Visual
inside of
Studio?
VS Code, but then Keith had to go do something real quick, and I think he only sent me the one for the third one because we did it on his screen, and I
Okay.
am not seeing the one for the second one. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to do the second one now.
Okay. All right. Then let's have someone else present for the dice roll.
Okay.
Good. Thank you for volunteering, though. All
Yep.
right. So who'd like to present for the dice roll? Anybody?
Justin, I just sent it to you in Discord if you still want to do it.
Oh, Keaton's back. Okay, so we have dice roll, d6, console log, the player rolled plus player roll. Oh, okay, right. Okay, so I'm reading above here now. We have roll equals math dot random, and then we make the roll. So on line where it says roll equals roll times 6, and then roll equals roll.math.ceil, we're just reassigning the same variable, right? So the variable means one thing on that line, and then you're reassigning the variable another value. So if you reassign it another value, then you're not using the variable name correctly, because you're just reassigning it. So you need to do something with it rather than reassign it there. So what
Okay.
I would change here is make the can any in the class have any suggestions before I give the answer? How can we fix this? Roll equals roll times 6, and then we said roll equals math.ceil equivalent to that roll.
Sorry, I was muted. Put all your math on the same line when you establish the variable roll rather than reiterating the variable on multiple lines. So
Okay.
you've got the math there. It just needs to all fit within the same line.
Okay. So we need to be able to edit this. So in order to edit this, we need to see it on a text editor.
Keith, can you be able to pull that up on yours then, or no? You there? No.
Can you just copy paste it into your VS Code, Justin?
Yeah, I'll just do that. I will have to. I'll have to reopen it. Let me save all this and close out, and close out.
Click new file there. New file.
Just call it
Algos.js or something. Yeah. No spaces between files names.
Okay.
Just algo.js would work. Algo week
I'll go
2.
week 2.
And we want to call it a JS file, right? So open that file in your Explorer. Rename it. You have to rename it there or in your Explorer on your VS Code.
Let's go and just open up a file. Web fundamental CSS. Where did I put flexible columns? Jobs for teaching. No, that's not it. CSS. No, Algos. I'll just do this and just select this folder for
Okay.
now.
All right.
That's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
It'll just be faster that way. And we got a
Yeah.
JS.
Yeah, we have a JS file already. Okay. Click
file
it. You
there.
didn't click it. Click the JS file there. Yeah. All right. Now comment everything out. Highlight everything. Comment it out. All right. Now on the line below, we can copy that function. There we go.
All right. Now we're apples and apples here.
Okay. So, Mike, what did you suggest, or was it you that suggested it? Put it on the same line.
Yeah, so you can't just copy paste it onto the line. You're gonna have to use like order of operations so that it comes out correctly, but the ×6 and the math ceiling should all be within your established variable of role on line 35.
Okay. So,
Right there after the equal sign. After the equal sign,
yep.
do math.ceil,
Capital.
capital M, right? Math.ceil.
You still need to be capital too?
Nope.
No, just
No.
no.
Okay.
And then open parentheses. And then close parentheses, that math.random. After math.random. After
Oh.
math.random's parentheses. After that.
Like that?
Close. Take away that parentheses after the word random. There, not that. There, yeah. And put it behind those here. It will look like this. Math dot random. Why don't I just type it out? Math dot random. Like this. Math dot ceil. Like this.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Can anybody see my screen? My screen just went out. Is there?
Okay, let's switch screens here.
Whoa.
Don't worry about it, Justin.
Hold on. No, I'm back. That was weird, man. All of a sudden my screen just went completely blank.
Okay. Well, let's hurry this up because now we're running out of time here.
right, sorry about
Math.ceil. No worries.
Yep.
Math.ceil. And then we're gonna do math.random.
All right.
Okay, close the parentheses between that seal and the opening parentheses as you see here. Yeah, close that there. Okay, and now on the next line you have roll equals roll times 6, right?
Right.
So what do we want to do here so that we include the multiplication on the first variable call on line 35? Anybody?
Multiply math random by 6 within the parentheses of math ceiling.
Right, so now math.ceil, math.random times 6. Like this,
In line 36, right?
on line 35.
Oh, 35. Wow. Okay. I see. And then math ran. Oh, then the times 6 afterwards. Okay, I see what you're doing.
We're doing all the same stuff, but in one line. And so you got to think about like order of operations, right? Like you want math.random times 6 to happen first, and then it gets sealed and then it's stored at the variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So now we can delete line 36 and 37. Okay, and right before line 37 now, let's console log our roll. Okay, now let's run the code. Save it and run it. Okay, run it again. Let's see what else we can get.
Okay. 4, 4, 1.
All right, so now we've
All right.
created a dice.
Nice.
Okay, great. So now we know how this works. If we multiply math.random by a number, and then we make that number, if we ceiling that number, then we'll get a whole number that we can multiply by 6. So good job, guys. Now let's have another group present for the life's answers.
Me and Bill can take that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you have the array, and we essentially did the exact same thing, except we used math floor, so that when we multiplied by the entirety of the array's length, we would get an indice within the array.
Okay.
And essentially did the same thing. So we did set the variable answer to an indice of life's answer that is equal to the math floor of math random times life answer's length. So that will look through the entire array, give us a random number between 0 and 1, multiply by where it is in the array, and then console log answer. And then I just put it all of that within the function called oracle, and you could change this string to whatever you'd like. Let me.
Okay, do you have to have a string there in line 37?
No.
Okay.
You could put anything in there because I just have a placeholder with question. I just figured it'd look a little
Oh, I see. I see
better
what you're doing.
with
Okay.
asking it an actual question.
All right.
And then we can go through it and it will give us random answers from within that array.
Okay. So now the difference between this one and the dice roll is instead of multiplying it by 6, a definite number, we've now just multiplied it by the length of the array. And so right here, let me go ahead and annotate this here. If you can do Control+ to make the text a little bigger for me, please. And then scroll down to the function. Thank you. So here, life's answers, and then these brackets here. What do these brackets mean?
Indice of the array life's answers.
Right. So if we say something like this, life's life's answers at 0, what are we asking for?
Is it certain?
Right, because 0 is right here. This is 0, this is 1, and it goes all the way to 19. So when we say life's answers at, then we do this math equation. We want to floor the random number that we multiply by the length of the array. Then we can go ahead and return, or console log in this case, that answer. That number, whatever number it gives us here, is going to be the position in the array. So we say this array at this number, and then it's going to give us the result. If it's at 0, it's going to say it is certain. If it's at what is most likely? What number is that? Most likely is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that the number that it gave us there was 6. It said life's answers at 6. So then this math equation gave us that number. Math.random, life's answers.length, that's going to give us a 1 through 20, and math.floor is going to make it a whole number. Now, what would you have to do differently if you use math.ceil?
You would use within the math random section, you would use life's answers dot length -1,
Right.
which would give you the last index.
Yep. And why is that?
Because if the total length, if you said this last position was 19, the total length of this array is 20. And if it rolls 20, it won't output anything because that's not an index of this array.
Yeah. What would it output instead?
Undefined.
Right. Because if you get to the indice 20, if you get to indice 20, that's not an indice. The last indice is 19 because we count indices from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. But when we count length, we're counting length from 1. That's why I always emphasize that in programming basics. Counting from 1 to 20. Counting from 1 is what we do when we're counting length. Counting the integer values or indices, where we are counting from 0. So if we use math.ceil, which is going to round the number up instead of down, we have to use length -1, right? Because when we use floor, we're taking that random number and we're bringing it down to 0. Okay. Now, do we have any questions about how we did this? Now's the time to ask. Don't worry about if it sounds silly, redundant. We need to understand this so that we can move on to the next lesson, especially this afternoon, for our group project. Okay, no questions. All right, then we'll go ahead and close out this morning algorithm, take a 10-minute break, and then I'll see you guys soon.